Welcome to the Shikama Live Show with your host, Shikama. You might have the wrong impression of me based on my channel. In real life, I'm very conservative, and by conservative, I mean I do not put out energy into things that are not going to profit me, meaning I don't indulge in conversations about scandalous topics in everyday conversation. Were the Black Panthers set up? Now, a lot of people get their information just from the news. And if you are a student of English, a lot of people will want to say that they want to go to college and major in English. Okay, let's put you to the test. A lot of students of English do not understand the way in which the news is reported. They keep equating the Black Panthers with the KKK. I have seen countless documentaries, and I'm not going to make this a documentary. There's no need for me to make a documentary when there's already a good 5 different documentaries saying the same exact thing. The Black Panthers were nothing more than black people arming themselves and declaring that they are citizens of the United States and they are afforded the full rights and privileges of any white man. What does that mean? Second Amendment, First Amendment, and so forth. Time and again, this same scenario plays through. Black man declares that he is a free citizen and a free human, but wait, as soon as he then gathers other black men, and ergo black women, to the same realization, that is when the U.S. government takes issue. Remember, they had no problem with Booker T. Washington. They had no problem with Martin Luther King. Who did they really have problems with? Du Bois. They had problems with Du Bois. They had problems with Malcolm X. In fact, they had problems with the Nation of Islam, who would go into a completely distressed area, completely revamp it. No police involvement whatsoever. Clean up an entire area, neighborhood included, of all drugs and all crime. Drastic reduction in domestic violence. So we're talking about whatever that they did, they went into that community and reduced the stress. A lot of domestic violence is caused by stress. I know it's a very general term, but it's a real killer. And I don't mean just by a wife abusing a husband or a husband abusing a wife. I mean literally, it kills humans. Stress kills humans. Stress prematurely ages humans. So whatever the Nation of Islam did when they went into these communities relieved so much stress that it drastically reduced domestic violence. That means that inside of the home, the stress, whatever stress was going on, is relieved. Now, I saw a documentary on that, and they said that they put the black men to work. Black men go to work, monetary stress is relieved. Now, about the Black Panthers. What did they do? Same thing. I don't know if I told you this. I said it on my Facebook. You should follow me on Facebook, information below. When I came into the neighborhood, in the black neighborhood, and I started doing the yard, painting the house, sweeping the driveway and the walkway, even the sidewalk, then I started seeing other people doing it. Trimming their trees, mowing their lawns, watering their grass, watering their flower bed, planting flowers, making a flower bed. Then I grew my giant sunflowers, and you can see them from all the way across the street because they poked out above the wall because they're giant, right? I think they were like 10, 12 feet tall, if not more. So you see this bright yellow, beautiful sunflower. So we started seeing work in the neighborhood. The FBI agents have come out and said, we targeted the Black Panthers. They did nothing, especially their leaders. Their leaders were literally blameless. before the law. They made up everything about them. Everything. They even made up a hokey story that one of the leaders robbed a store of $72 worth of ice cream. How ridiculous is that? I saw a documentary where they said that the Black Panthers were holding a rally and they brought everybody involved in the rally lunch. They had grocery bags and grocery bags and grocery bags of groceries to give out to people. The Black Panther Party would go into a community, start fixing up a building, and the community would come and donate paint, labor, materials. And they're trying to equate the Black Panther Party to such groups as the KKK, the white nationalists, the skinheads, the American Nazi Party. Because such a thing exists in the white community, they always want to equate something in the black community. Black people just don't get down like that. And I said, black people have never organized without some sort of outside help. The Black Panther Party, Nation of Islam. That's the positive outside help. And it wasn't outside, it was inside, but it was a group coming to the black community. But of course, they want to destroy the image of any black man that would tell another black man, hey, you have a First Amendment right. You have a Second Amendment right. In fact, all of the rights of the Constitution apply to black people too. Now, I have white people coming into my channel and say, of course you're citizens. You are not the problem. So just be quiet. If you're a peasant just like me, you're not the problem. You're not the issue. Just be silent. The people who are the issue are not you. The people who are the issue are the CIA, the FBI, the other 50,000 agencies that we don't even know about. I was just doing another financial research for another video and came across one building that housed 20 different agencies that do the same exact thing. So when I hear Dr. Carson say we have duplication upon duplication in agencies and government work, finally it dawned on me. We only know about the FBI. There's 20 other agencies that do exactly the same thing as the FBI. There's countless other agencies that does the same exact thing as the CIA, and another countless that does the same exact thing as the NSA. But we only know FBI, CIA, NSA, because those are the popular buzzwords, buzz agencies. The FBI admitted that they single-handedly took out the Black Panther Party. They infiltrated it, planted people in there, and even when they were found out, they claimed innocent that they were not working for the FBI because the Black Panther Party was not a violent group. Never was. They were talking about unity, community, and freedom. But the U.S. government did their best to demonize them. And we're talking about the 1960s when white people would believe anything about a black person. That there wasn't even a single white person that would say, hey, actually, I know a Black Panther guy, and he's all about like wearing copper bracelets and having positive energy from the universe flow into you. I don't believe that this could happen. But no, they lived in a time, just like this Cosby mess. They're talking about women saying, well, he was so all powerful, that's why I didn't come forward. That dude was in the 1960s. He was worth about $30,000. And he was in blaxploitation movies. He was not all powerful. And anything that you would have said against him would have been believed by white people, just as they believed everything that was said about the Black Panther Party, because the very name itself strikes fear into white people. The Black Panther Party. What image pops into your mind when you say those words together? Does peace come to your mind? Does unity come to your mind? Does community come to your mind? Does a wholesome family unit come to mind when somebody says the Black Panther Party? If you said no to all of that, don't worry, you're right on track. When I name all of my corporations and my organizations, they're all going to be named something that completely connotes unity and blackness. My corporation is called Boundless Enterprise. Boundless Enterprise. Doesn't that make it sound like you want to join my corporation? Right? Doesn't that say, hey, well, that Boundless, oh wow, let me join that. Sounds like something cool. I want to name something that people, when you hear it, would automatically deny any sort of evil or wrongdoing that somebody would say about it. We're going to endow Boundless Enterprises for running a prostitution ring. No, that can't be. It's not a corporation called Boundless Enterprise. By very definition, sounds like it would not be one doing prostitution rings or anything like that. Versus something like the Umbrella Corporation or the Illuminati or something like that, right? Global Dynamics sounds like something sinister all by itself. I know it's bad PR. Maybe they should change their name from Black Panther Party to a Black Freedom Party or the Ebony Freedom Party or the Negro Business League or something. Anyway, you can see any of the documentaries that clearly state that the FBI set out with the help of media to completely malign and mischaracterize the Black Panther Party. You can't have a super duper violent party that brings groceries to a process. Donuts? Treat the cops? Yes, treat the cops. This is the Black Panther Party. Not the stuff that you hear in the news. Well, you all are supporting the Black Panther Party. They're a hate group just like the KKK. No, they are not. The KKK is definitely a hate group. They're all about hate. The Black Panther Party was all about community and the black people in it to empower black people. And they did so on a very peaceful scale. Well, they had guns. White people have guns. Here's the double standard about people who people who claim that they're not racist. Oh, he had guns. Oh, white people have guns. According to the Second Amendment, every household should have a gun. You all have gotten it twisted so far that you think it's okay to set regulations and ban entire city. That should be unconstitutional on its face. In all of the documents discussing the Second Amendment, they were saying that every single household should have a gun and ammunition and have the guns in working order and ready and available at a second's notice. So every American should have a gun. You have gotten it so twisted that you don't even understand your own freedoms and your own rights. And then by association, because you are so warped in this thinking, then by association, black people who you do not consider citizens, let's be honest, if you then say, well, black people have guns, they're supposed to have guns. You're supposed to have guns. It is not inherently evil to have a gun. It is not. It is for protection, for protection, for protection. And who, out of all the groups in the United States, needs more protecting than anybody else? Black people. Hands down, black people are targeted by the U.S. government all the way down to the lowly policeman that has taken it upon himself to be judge, jury, and executioner of somebody with a busted taillight. There's no excusing that. None. Zero. None of this would be tolerated in a white group. None of it. Even I get hate. And I'm the most logical, reasonable, soothing, elegant, eloquent, talking about black people need to succeed. And I get hate from people saying, why are you telling black people to succeed? And then I turned the mirror on them and said, why in hell would you be against me telling black people to succeed? That is some hateful stuff. I should not tell black people to succeed? Well, white people should succeed too. It's already been done there, buddy. You already have people claiming victory there, buddy. Who rules the world? Beyonce song aside, who rules the world? White people. I know you want to call them, it's the secret Jews. The Jews are running No, there are white people so rich you've never heard of them. I keep trying to tell you this. And I keep trying to tell you, you need to be silent. Sit back at the back of the church Sit at the back of the black church and just listen to the damn sermon. I'm going to reveal some stuff to you that you have no clue about. Don't ever come at me and say, why are you telling black people to succeed? And this was the same exact thing that happened to the Black Panther Party. They were telling people to come together. They were black people to come together. They were telling black people that they're free. And they were telling black people that they had rights. And they spent millions of dollars when millions of dollars was close to billions of dollars today, right? To take the entire organization out. They had guns. Yes, they had guns. This is the United States of America. You're supposed to have guns. Get this stupid notion out of your head that it's evil to have guns. Not only did they have guns, not only is there some stupid notion that it's evil to have guns, but it's even considered evil to have guns even close to what the government has. So the government has banned, they only had musket in those days. And you know what a musket did in those days? The same exact thing that a musket in the hands of the government did. They were on, in the United States, at the only time, equal footing with the government. Do you see a pattern here? This was also discussed in the papers leading up to the formation of the language of the Second Amendment. You Americans have been bamboozled. You have been run amok. And the liberals think they're actually doing something good by taking guns out of the hands of citizens. And the last mass murder was by bomb. And President Obama still went on the warpath talking about guns when guns weren't even used. And he never even once mentioned bombs. We should get the bombs out of hand of citizens. There are no citizens running around with bombs. So that speech wouldn't have made much sense. It's about control, control, control. And controlling your idea that black people are inherently evil. And an organization with a spooky name is inherently evil to white people. It was back in the 60s. It still is today in 2016. Thank you for watching the Shikama Live Show.